dad. It's my dad, everybody.
Hi everyone, Serious Regrets here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Green Day album, Revolution Radio. Famed pop-punk band Green Day is back, and they're not coming out with a demos record, they're not trying to force 3 albums down our throats all at once, but still, I know what you're thinking. Anthony, that album you're about to review, that's not very good. But I will say this thing is not quite as cringy as some of the band's most recent material, and that's a good thing. For whatever reason, it's like these headache-inducing pop-punk bands of the 2000s, your Good Charlotte, your Blink-182, your Sum 41, have all sort of come back to haunt us once again. But in Green Day's defense, they have been releasing albums pretty consistently up until this point. But they are no less the fourth of the 4 horsemen of the pop-punk apocalypse. And out of the 4 bands and new albums that I just mentioned, I think Revolution Radio is probably the most reputable of them all. Green Day seems to make at least a noticeable effort at stripping back the gloss a little bit and coming through with a simpler, more back-to-basics sound. But in the grander scheme of things, it is still pretty much a gutless commercial radio pop-punk record loaded with corny ballads and cringy lyrics and Billy Joe Armstrong's obnoxious vocal inflections. Not to mention, he really goes overboard with the edgy on some of these tracks over here, singing on the song Forever Now about wanting a better way to die. Plus he throws in all of these empty appeals to politics and revolution, which he's been doing again and again and again since like the American Idiot era. And there's so many chord progressions on this thing that are painfully uninventive, to the point where I'm just getting shots of deja vu from either past Green Day records or other albums entirely. And I say that because when Green Day isn't dishing out the usual sort of radio pop-punk affair on this record, they're kind of just tearing ideas straight out of the classic rock playbook and not doing those sounds any justice on top of it. And what's with the production on this thing? I mean, I expected some of the songs on this album to be sort of stiff and a little rigid, but there's so many spots on here where the instrumentation and the vocals are unnaturally quiet. Like they were turned down super, super low in post, just so that immediately after the band could bust in with these super loud, distorted, blaring guitars and drums to create this, I don't know, sort of loud, soft dynamic, I guess, to kind of make the music exciting, when in reality what's happening is people are turning the record up to hear what the hell is going on, and then just being deafened by the unnecessarily large change in volume. Going into this thing, I knew I already didn't like some of the lead singles off of this thing, like Bang Bang and Revolution Radio, which I found to be incredibly formulaic singles, but these tracks are actually more tolerable. Some of the better tracks in the track listing. At least the latter has a stupidly catchy chorus. Just wait until you hear the song Outlaws. Oh boy, this thing is a sickeningly saccharine track. This sounds like punk going prom. Catch me on the dance floor when this one plays in my plaid Hot Topic tuxedo with my best girl by my side, who on occasion vlogs for My Digital Escape. Then we're gonna skip straight to the song Youngblood to kind of pick the pace up, do a little bit of skanking. And what are these lyrics? I'm a rough boy around the edges, getting drunk, falling into hedges. She's my weakness. Fucking genius. Oh my god, she's a loner, not a stoner. Bleeding heart and the soul, Miss Teresa Supernova Cherry Cola. And how do you shoot the moon into the sun? How do you shoot the moon into the sun? The song Still Breathing has this really wimpy introduction topped with these Owl City quality lyrics. Eventually the track does bust into some decent and anthemic guitar chords and this hook that's still breathing. It's somewhat epic, and I admire the writing on this track, but it's like Green Day just has no finesse at this point. It's like they're plodding along so predictably in these tracks. They're just kind of speeding through these songs, I think, to kind of just get them over and done with so that they can go take a break or something. I think there are some decent tunes at the core of these tracks. I think the song Too Dumb to Die is an example. By Green Day's standards, I mean, the hook on this thing is solid. The sort of loner high school kid lyrics are to be expected, and the guitar chords on this one are pretty catchy as well, but the production just sucks any and all of the fun and any and all of the human touch out of the equation. Shouldn't a punk record sound wild and at least a little out of control? You know, Weezer learned that they didn't have to water down their sound for a radio audience that doesn't exist when they put out a new album. Why can't Green Day learn that? Because if there's any band that actually has a past worth revisiting out of this recent string of pop punk 2000s revivals that I just mentioned, it's Green Day. But aside from, you know, a couple of tolerable pop punk singles on this thing, there's not really that much to this record that I find to be good. I mean, the lyrics are super subpar. They're awful ballads all over this thing. It's just kind of one pothole after the next. Whether that be coming from the lyrics or the plain writing or the vocal performances or just the overall sound of the album. I'm feeling a strong 2 to a light 3 on this thing. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. But feel free to leave an angry comment in the comments. Lots of stuff next to my head to click. Subscribe, other videos, and hope you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.